Your Excellencies, precious royal fathers, esteemed guests and associates, distinguished business partners, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official commissioning of the new 3 metric ton per annum Bua Cement Sokoto Line 4 cement plant and the groundbreaking for the Bua Cement Sokoto Line 5. We are beginning this ceremony by observing on the cameras the arrival of our very special guest of honor, who will start the event by commissioning the line, and he will be joining us here in the auditorium a bit later on. So it's my job now to just welcome you. Thank you all for being here, and let's watch the screens and listen to the events up until the entrance of our very special guest of honor. Thank you.
Siapa? Just come to it. Please shake this thing.
Okay. Distinguished guests, just some extra information for you. Upon the commissioning of line 4, which our very special guest of honor will be carrying out and which we will see live, we thought he was driving in, but apparently he's only just arriving in a minute or so. The commissioning will take place and there will be a brief tour of the plant, after which he will join us here in this auditorium. Thank you, sirs.
Just Because now welcome block, but they don't allow us stay here. We was stay here since.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Royal Fathers, this is announcing the arrival of our very special guest, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is on the premises, and if you are watching your screens, you will see that he has started with the commissioning of the Line 4 of the Bua Cement Sokoto plant. Please let's watch along as he does the commissioning and he carries out a brief tour of the plant before he joins us here in this auditorium. Thank you very much.
in this chart now, quoted Mr. President, by financial energy service, if you just have a look at this page, this is the fuel. Inside that, the temperature is 1,550 degrees centigrade. Before we make this change, and then from there, we take it to the grinding plant and make gypsum. Mr. President, sir, use 100% locally sourced raw material. 95% is limestone and 5% is gypsum, which is called Conjunctura in Hausa, which is sourced from neighboring Sokoto and sparkling roads entirely of 100% locally sourced raw material. And for our energy, like I mentioned, we depend on coal, which is 100% locally sourced, and then we are also using natural gas, which is the first of its type in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Thank you. Which ATK projects are? Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah, this is just hard to do sometimes. I just think about food.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, shall we rise to receive our special guest of honor this afternoon? Announcing the arrival of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. We have the national anthem, please.
Privilege for me to be given this opportunity to welcome Mr. President, governors, government functionaries, royal fathers, and other distinguished guests to the official commissioning ceremony of the Bua Cement Sokoto new production line number 4 by His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, today, the 27th day of January 2022. The journey to where we are today started 58 years ago by a gentleman known to many of us as Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sardauna of Sokoto and Premier of the then northern region. May Allah grant his soul eternal peace, Amin. The first line of 100,000 tons started production in 1967, and the factory was then expanded by a second line of 500,000 tons per annum, and it was commissioned in 1985 by no other person than the then head of state, Major General Muhammad Buhari. Your Excellency, sir, that production line you commissioned 36.5 years ago is still operational today, and you have seen it. With the successful acquisition of Cement Company of Northern Nigeria by the Bua Group in 2010, the company began an expansion program to meet the cement demands of Nigeria. A third line of 1,500,000 tons capacity was constructed and commissioned under your administration in 2018 by the Vice President, Mr. Yemi Osinbajo. The production line number 4 that Mr. President will graciously commission today has an installed capacity of 3 million metric tons per annum. This new production line can produce 160 trailers of cement daily, 7 days a week, all year round. The cement factory utilizes 100% locally sourced raw materials, limestone and gypsum, for which we have a processing reserve of over 300 million tons within our mining lease that is capable of sustaining our operations for more than 40 years. The plant itself is environmentally friendly with almost zero emissions, thanks to the advanced dust recuperation technology adopted that meets up to the most stringent emission requirements worldwide. The major fuel being utilized to run the factory is coal and liquefied natural gas. This is a first in Nigeria, Mr. President. Our new 48 megawatt power generation plant is running entirely on LNG. Again, another first of its kind in this part of the country. To achieve these sustainability goals in line with the targets set at the Paris Accord, we have built and commissioned an LNG regasification plant, the biggest of its kind in Nigeria. We now receive LNG from suppliers about 1,400 kilometers away, transported under cryogenic conditions, and subsequently regasified for use in both our cement and power plants. All these facilities are part of what you have seen in your tour of our factory today. Mr. President, sir, what you are commissioning today is no doubt one of a series of steps in our unrelenting drive to make cement readily available and affordable for Nigeria's infrastructural development. In that respect, we have also commenced the construction of line number 5 in Sokoto and another production line in Edo State. Once these two new lines are completed in 2023, Bua Cement's total installed capacity will be 17 million metric tons per annum. Mr. President, we are indeed very grateful to you and your administration, both past and present, for being part of our success story and creating an enabling environment towards cement self-sufficiency in Nigeria. We truly appreciate your presence in this factory today for the second time in our history. My few remarks will not be complete without giving special appreciation to the government and the good people of Sokoto State under the leadership of His Excellency Amin Waziri Tambuwal. The governor's support and encouragement towards our cause has been unprecedented. Thank you very much, my brother. I will seize this opportunity to thank Mr. President for making out time to commission our new cement line number 4. I equally wish to thank all those that have graced this occasion, and indeed also the numerous well-wishers that sent in solidarity messages. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, the MD of Bua Cement, Engineer Yusuf Binji. At this point, I would like immediately to call up for a goodwill message. We have 2 goodwill messages that we will hear this afternoon. The first is from the chairman of the Cement Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, that is Alhaji Lawal Bello. Let's welcome Alhaji Bello as he comes up.
President, Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammad Buhari, Mr. President, please permit me to respectfully observe the established protocol here. It gives me great pleasure to felicitate with Bua Cement PLC and present this goodwill message on behalf of the entire membership of Cement Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, abbreviated as CMA. As the umbrella body of all cement manufacturers since 1989, the association has consistently engaged all stakeholders, especially all relevant government agencies of all the industries in the manufacturing sector. There is no doubt that the cement industry stands out as one of, if not the fastest growing industry in the nation. Mr. President, distinguished guests, from production capacity of 5 million tons at the inception of Seaman in 1989 to over 50 million tons today, one can say that the growth is exponential. A clear indication of government policies achieving the desired results. Mr. President, we thank your government for strengthening and continuing with the policies. We also thank you for your commitment, steadfastness, and leadership. Your presence here clearly depicts that. I congratulate the chairman of Bua, chairman and founder of Bua, Abdulsamad Rabiu, and Bua Cement PLC for this landmark achievement in the cement industry within a short period of time, and from all indications, more of this is coming from them. We at Seaman are calling on all and will be happy to welcome new investors into the industry to take advantage of government's good policies for the growth of our economy and also getting good returns on their investment. We thank the government and good people of Sokoto State, especially the Kalambina community, for all the support given to one of our members. Once again, I thank you all. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so very much, sir. For the second goodwill message, it is my privilege to invite up onto the stage the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele. Let's welcome the CBN Governor.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. Your Excellency, the executive one being displayed here today by the Bua Group are critical complementary ingredients to reducing unemployment and boosting production activities in our country. Not least, also, these investments help to support the Central Bank of Nigeria's mandate of promoting stable macroeconomic growth in our country. Your Excellencies, I would therefore like to congratulate Bua Group, led by its inspirational and immutable Group CEO, Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, for this investment. The Bua Group's investment in Sokoto and other parts of Nigeria reflects their belief in our country and in the immense opportunities available in the industrial sector, given the abundance of human and natural resources in Nigeria. I'm aware that this facility, which cost millions of dollars, was fully funded with the equity contribution of the Bua Group of companies without resorting to any sort of external finance. Congratulations. Your Excellency, sir, over the past 7 years, significant efforts have been made by the government under the visionary leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari to steer our economy from its dependence on imports towards one that is self-reliant, and that which enables Nigerians to produce what they consume and eat what they produce. As part of the efforts of this administration to drive productivity in the industrial sector and to conserve our foreign exchange reserves, a decision was taken by the government in 2015 to restrict access to foreign exchange for imports of 43 items which could be produced in Nigeria, but for which billions of dollars were being spent annually on imports. One of the restricted items was cement. In making this decision, we were aware that the key raw material required. Pleased to note with delight that the production capacity of the cement industry in Nigeria has doubled exponentially indeed, from 30 million tons in 2014 to about 60 million tons in 2021. Consequent upon this investment by local businessmen into the cement manufacturing sector, our nation has been able to conserve billions of millions of dollars, as no dollar from our external reserve has been spent on imports of cement into the country in the last 7 years. More importantly, Your Excellency, these investments have saved and created several thousands of jobs across multiple sectors of our economy. It is important to note that these gains are not a coincidence, but are a reflection of the success of the backward integration policy of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. With significant opportunities in housing, construction, and related industries, there still remains sufficient room for additional investment in the sector, and I'd like to urge potential investors to take advantage of these opportunities available right away. Let me assure current and prospective operators in the industrial sector that the Central Bank of Nigeria stands ready to continue to collaborate with you in enabling the development of a viable manufacturing sector in Nigeria. For those who are willing to invest in new greenfield or existing brownfield projects, the CBN will provide all the support needed, both in Naira and dollars needed, to import plant and equipment to actualize your dreams. This stance is directly in harmony with our resolve to create a professional and people-oriented central bank that will act as a financial catalyst for job creation and inclusive growth in Nigeria. Your Excellency, before I conclude my remarks, please permit me, sir, to seize this opportunity to appeal to our manufacturers in the manufacturing sector to please take urgent action in bringing down the price of building materials in Nigeria. Indeed, there has recently been calls by construction companies urging our cement and steel manufacturers to do something about the skyrocketing price of these two essential items in the construction industry. This sector is one of the major sectors in the economy, helping to create employment and boost growth in our country. We are aware that some of our cement manufacturers are producing both for domestic and export needs. But we urge you, our cement manufacturers, to please pay more attention at satisfying our domestic needs so that prices can come down. On our part, the CBN wishes to reiterate its determination to provide the needed support for importation of your needed spares, plants, and equipment needed to increase your production capacities of the cement plants in the country. In closing, Your Excellency, let me thank the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, His Excellency Right Honorable Aminu Tambuwal, for all the support that enabled this investment to come to light today. We thank you, sir. I'd also like to commend the Bua Group once again for the steps that have been taken towards ensuring that this cement facility is eventually realized today, and we encourage you to do more, and you will receive more support from us. I thank you for your attention, sir.
Thank you so very much, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, for that wonderful, those wonderful goodwill remarks. Now I have a very special privilege to ask up onto the stage to share a few remarks with us the visionary for the Bua Group. He is the chairman of the Bua Group, none other than Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu. Can you please join me and welcome the chairman as he comes up on stage? Thank you.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Your Excellency, I can see we are a little bit behind time, so with your permission, I would please want to stand on already established protocols. Thank you, sir. I would like to start by expressing my most profound appreciation to Your Excellency, Mr. President, for gracing today's commissioning despite your busy schedule. Your presence here today, sir, is another affirmation of your unwavering commitment to Nigerian businesses and your vision to industrializing Nigeria. I also welcome you and everyone else here to the commissioning of the Bua Cement Sokoto Line 4 at this historic location. Location steeped in history and one where Mr. President commissioned the second line in 1985 when he was then head of state. Mr. President, a little over 4.5 years ago, shortly after the commissioning of Bua's first greenfield cement complex, which is the 3 million metric tons per annum Bua cement in Edo State by His Excellency the Vice President, we continued our audacious yet structured expansion program to meet the growing demand for cement in Nigeria, with regional exports also in focus. Mr. Governor, we are going there. We had a vision to support your government's infrastructure agenda by ensuring we use locally available raw materials to produce cement here in Nigeria. In the past 6 years, sir, we have completed 4 plants, 2 in Edo State and 2 in Sokoto, of which this Sokoto Line 4 is the 4th, with Bua's total production capacity now standing at 11 million metric tons with the completion of this plant. Next year, Your Excellency, we intend to complete the construction of new plants of 3 million metric tons each, for which construction is already going on, one in Edo State and the other one here in Sokoto. And we expect these plants to be completed next year, which will bring our total production capacity to 17 million metric tons. And we look forward, Your Excellency, for you to come and commission them by the first quarter of 2023, inshallah. Your Excellency, sir, distinguished guests, Bua will continue to invest more in the cement industry until Nigeria is self-sufficient and cement is made available, accessible, and affordable for all Nigerians. There are many reasons one can attribute to the important nature of this plant. The attendant effect of these investments in new factories go beyond the community and the state. It extends to the region and the entire country. From a job creation and economic standpoint, the Sokoto plant continues to be the largest private sector employer of labor in the northwestern part of Nigeria. Also, by adding value to resources mined in Nigeria, Nigeria is being saved billions of dollars in foreign exchange that would have been spent on importation, whilst also ensuring product availability. In fact, 95% to 98% of all the raw materials used in our cement manufacturing process are sourced locally. In addition to this, and our investment in social impact and CSR programs for the community and Sokoto State at all levels, we are also committed to environmental sustainability, to continue to support industries like ours that use locally sourced raw materials to add value, because as mentioned earlier, these industries for the country billions of dollars yearly, and also ensure products are readily available across the length and breadth of the country. I must also thank specifically His Excellency, the Governor of Sokoto State, the Right Honorable Part, to actualize this goal. Finally, I want to thank you, sir, Your Excellency, Mr. President, for your commitment to the growth and development of manufacturing, mining, and other key industries in this country. Businesses can only thrive if the enabling environment is right and is supported by the right policies. We are aware of your government's efforts, but we know also that government alone cannot do it without the positive collaboration and support of the private sector. This is why we come in and will continue to support national and economic development as we have always done, sir. Once again, I welcome you all, our distinguished guests, to the commissioning of the new 3 million metric tons per annum Bua Cement Sokoto Line 4. I thank you all.
Let's put our hands together for Mr. Chairman. There will be a documentary that we will watch for a few minutes, just telling us a bit more about the Line 4 that has just been commissioned. Can we please play the documentary?
Post-independence, Nigeria witnessed a great boom in economic activities. The government of Nigeria then decided to set up so many cement plants.
The Sokoto Cement Line 1 was commissioned in 1964 by the late Samadi Bello, the Sardana of Sokoto. And the Line 2 was commissioned in 1985 by the then head of state, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, and the third line was commissioned in 2018 by His Excellency the Vice President, Professor Emi Oshibanjo. We saw the opportunity to acquire Sokoto Cement, then CCNN, and of course with that we decided to expand the business, and here we are today.
The plants we have can compete anywhere in the world. With each new plant, we build on the latest technology. This line number 4, which has just been completed, has a capacity of 3 million tons per annum. This has brought up the capacity of the Sokoto plant to 5 million tons per annum. At the moment, the electrostatic precipitators and the filters we have installed are capable of capturing almost 99.99% of the dust. The regulation even in Europe says can release up to 30, but we are already down to 10.
No cement company in Nigeria has such advantages. Good quality limestone, location in terms of market within Nigeria, and then proximity to Niger Republic and by extension Burkina Faso. Nigeria is a huge country, and the demand for quality cement is increasing by about 3 million tons every year. So in the next 3 or 4 years, we'll be needing maybe additional 12 to 50 million tons.
It means every year you have to build one new cement plant of 3 million tons capacity. And that is where Bua is unlocking this opportunity and trying to fill in the gap. Nigeria is a signatory to the Paris Accord, and we are very much committed. Our power plants, which used to run on LPFO and diesel, have been 100% substituted by LNG.
We are the first cement plant today in Nigeria using LNG.
And it's also replacing some of the coal that we use in the kiln.
So we decided to use that route because one, wanted to make sure we have an efficient and sustainable operation, and that we have availability all the time.
We have made so many innovations in terms of automation in various aspects of our operations. With the lines 3 and 4, we have installed online X-ray analyzers. The material, as it is moving along the production belt, is analyzing the composition of the raw material online as it is going. So you have a more consistent quality, and using also the most advanced weighing systems to ensure that the correct amount of cement is put into the bags.
Bua cement is the best selling cement in the country today, and that's simply because of the quality. The cement we produce is between 52 and 55 megapascal. No cement company in Nigeria produces that quality.
For us in Bua Cement, we do not discriminate on religion or ethnicity or anything, and we give a lot of opportunities, especially to women, to work in all aspects of our operations.
We believe it's so important, and people have to be given the opportunity.
I think among all the cement plants, we are the most Nigerianized.
If you look at Sokoto today, we are the largest employer of labor in that region. I've always believed that whatever you do, wherever you are, if you are reaping or you are making, benefiting, you should be able to also give back. And that has always been my motto.
The primary healthcare centers built by Bua Cement PLC is a very welcome development because it then solves one of the major challenges, which is access to basic healthcare services, and then primary healthcare delivery system is improved.
This scholarship by Bua Cement in Sokoto, it was a money transferred to me that helped me pay for my school fees, my accommodation fees, and also my food stock.
I am at Sokoto State University studying microbiology, and Bua Cement making it possible to me. We benefit from Bua Cement.
Education is important for the girl child because it is said that if you empower a woman today, you empower a community and a nation.
Gaskiya mun gode ma Allah, kuma mun gode ma wannan kamfani mai albarka na Bua Cement. Fata Allah ya saka mishi da alheri. Gaskiya nan ma da muke mun samu ci gaba da canjin rayuwa kuma da yanayi gwargwaro na zaman lahiya, alhamdulillah. Muna cikin zamne da an uwanmu kowa da kowa lahiya.
Mutanen sun yaba kuma mu da kadiba su mun yaba. Zama da ai musu gidaje muhimmai masu ƙarfi. Sannan kuma abin shawa an yanka godabbu masu faɗi. Biyu nan mota hudu suna ciya. Sannan an ja musu ruwa, an ja wuta kowane lungu. To ba shakka abin da ƙara kwantar da mutanen mu hankalinsu mun samu ci gaba da zama lahiya.
Sa ta waye sabanin dole da sai mun ɗauki yaran mun kai su wani wuri wurin karatu. Yanzu ga da sa ta waye da sun hita ƙofa gida sai bakin makaranta, kuma gwargwaro akwai malamai masu kulawa. Suna tahowa cikin lokaci kuma suna kula da yaran nan gaskiya sosai.
And that is what we'll continue to do. We've done so much and will continue to do more.
I really appreciate Bua Cement Sokoto for helping me to achieve my dream to become one of the scientists, to bring more solutions to the world.
It's an opportunity, it's a life savior. I'm very, very grateful and happy for being a beneficiary of Bua Cement.
We've seen quite a lot that they have done and they continue to do in terms of schools, healthcare and social impact, and we'll continue to do that not only in Sokoto but in all the other businesses that we have and in areas that we are operating. And I think it is only right for us to give back to the people and to the country. The future is that, as I said, we are commissioning line 4. The line 5 is under construction. We look forward to commissioning that plant in the first quarter of 2023. I so much believe in this country. You know, there is no country like it in Africa. There is no state in Nigeria that is not sitting on some sort of mineral resources that you can harness those resources, create jobs, create wealth, and even export and bring dollars to your country. It's just for us to really just come together and harness what God has blessed us with and be able to get to where we need to be.
Wow, thank you so very much for that documentary. Lots of relevant information. Now it's my privilege to ask up on stage our host this afternoon, the host governor, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Sokoto State, for his remarks. Please join me and welcome Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal.
Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, my brother governors of Kebbi, Kano, Kwara, and deputy governors of Jigawa and Sokoto, members of the National Assembly here present, Your Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, other royal fathers, honorable ministers here present, the only governor with money, governor of Central Bank, my brother, the chairman of Bua Group, Alhaji Abdussamad Isa Karabiu, the MD of the Bua Group, Engineer Yusuf Haliru Binji, management of Bua Group, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the government and good people of Sokoto State, I warmly welcome our dear President, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to the seat of the Caliphate. We thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to perform the historic commissioning of Line 4 of Bua Cement Plant, a gigantic and strategic project that will make our country one of the top cement producers in Africa, improve our economy, and provide more jobs to our teeming youth. I must especially commend the chairman of Bua Group, Alhaji Abdussamad Isa Karabiu, for his patriotism and uncommon entrepreneurial spirit. He is a silent achiever, and we are inspired by his drive and total commitment to the advancement of the economy of Sokoto State and Nigeria. It may interest you to note that this is the second time in the life of this administration in the state, and indeed at the national level, that we are witnessing the official commissioning of a Bua cement plant in Sokoto. Line 3 was commissioned by His Excellency the Vice President, and Line 4 is being commissioned today graciously by Mr. President himself, while Line 5, which is already in the works, will hopefully be completed and commissioned soonest. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, since assumption of office in 2015, our administration in the state has been working assiduously to revitalize the state's economy and make Sokoto State a destination of choice for businesses and investors. We have put in place legal and institutional frameworks to make the business environment conducive. It is therefore not surprising that our state was recently adjudged the second best in ease of doing business in Nigeria. We have in place a robust package of incentives for investors and businesses, which include the provision of land, state tax relief, and necessary infrastructure. It is noteworthy that Sokoto State is one of the states in Nigeria that has attracted foreign direct investment despite the prevalence of the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, a few meters from here is the construction site of the OCP Morocco fertilizer blending plant. The State Ministry of Commerce has been unrelenting in its drive to make Sokoto State a major business hub. It has also been coordinating the export of agro-commodities from the state to West African countries. The continuing expansion of the Bua cement plant in Sokoto is the best testimonial that Sokoto State is indeed a conducive business environment. Our society is hospitable, and we are endowed with abundant natural resources waiting to be exploited. Let me seize this opportunity to once more salute the host community, Kalambaina, for their exemplary embrace of the industrial hub they are hosting over the years. They have indeed been very welcoming, cooperative, and peaceful. Once again, I thank the chairman of Bua, Abdulsamad Karabiu, for your dynamic team for making Sokoto your home and putting our state on the global map in industrialization and investment drive. I'm also glad to intimate Mr. President and other distinguished guests here that Abdulsamad Rabiu Foundation is supporting the state with a sum of 2.5 billion naira toward the development of education, health, and social sectors. This is in addition to what Bua has been doing, as depicted by the video we have all watched, in areas of social corporate responsibility to the people of the state. I wish to once again, on behalf of the government and our people, appreciate the presence of Mr. President among us and thank everyone for gracing this commissioning ceremony. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and take you back to your respective destinations safely. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. I have a slight announcement to make just before we hear the speech from our very special guest of honor. After the speech by Mr. President, the following names I will call will rise and come to the front to join him for a group photograph before we'll have the national anthem, which will be prior to his departure. I'll just go through the list. It's a list of 18 people. Please pay attention. The governors, of course, of Sokoto State, Kebbi State, Kano State, and Kwara State. The deputy governors of Jigawa State and Sokoto State. Former Governor Ali Wamako of Sokoto State. The Sultan of Sokoto. The Oni of Ife. The CBN Governor. The Chairman, Bua Group. The Managing Director, Bua Cement, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, the Minister of Water Resources, the Minister of Police Affairs, the Chairman of Seaman, Alhaji Kabiru Rabiu, and Alhaji Karami Rabiu. So please join Mr. President after his speech for a group photograph. At this point, it is my privilege to invite up the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Shall we please receive our President? Thank you, sir.
Please sit down. The Governor of Sokoto State and the governors of Kano and Kebbi State, the deputy governors that are here, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, the Governor of Central Bank, His Eminence the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Kano, captains of industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to be here today to commission this 3 million metric ton Bua cement Sokoto line 4 factory. Some of you may remember I was here in 1985 to commission the second line of this facility. Today, almost 37 years later, to commission the fourth line is a very special day for me personally. As you all know, one of the key economic pillars of our administration has been to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. This is necessary for job creation and indeed our economy and national security. In the last few weeks, I visited Ogun and Kaduna states, where I observed many private sector investment in action. And today, I'm here in Sokoto to commission this multi-billion naira project. It is therefore very clear for all to see that our policies are working. Progress will gradually be made in all parts of the country. I want to thank Bua Cement, its founder, Abdul Samad Rabiu, and their entire team for the great work they are doing in supporting our economic diversification and job creation agenda. I understand Bua Cement has completed 4 new cement plants of similar capacity in the last 5 years in different parts of the country. I am also told that the company is set to complete 2 more plants soon. Through these investments, Bua has shown without a shadow of a doubt that they believe in Nigeria and its potential. Today, Bua and other entrepreneurs have made Nigeria self-sufficient in cement and a net exporter of this strategic product. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased that through these investments, Bua Cement has created employment opportunities for our citizens. Today, Bua is the largest employer of labor in the Northwest region. I always remind Nigerians that every region, indeed every state in Nigeria, sits on huge reserves of resources. For example, in this area, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara can boast of rice production, gold, and other precious metals, development, and of course, heavy industries like cement manufacturing. As a government, we introduce policies and mechanisms to support such investments in a legal, ethical, and inclusive manner. For example, we have the National Food Security Council on Food Security Matters and the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative to develop local artisanal gold mining and ensure health and safety of mining workers and protect the environment. We remain prepared to support serious investors to set up businesses that will take advantage of these opportunities through value addition so as to take advantage of the huge market here as well as in the greater African region and the world at large. As part of efforts to bring even more development to all parts of the country, we commend the Ajakuta, Kaduna, Kano gas project. When completed, the project will bring gas for domestic and industrial purposes from the South-South region to the Southeast, North Central, and Northwest geopolitical zones. We expect this project to significantly reduce cost of operation for industries in the region. We are also investing heavily in roads and rails to ease movement of people, goods, and services. This will facilitate trade while lowering logistic costs associated with the inefficiencies of bad roads and bridges. Furthermore, we remain committed to bringing peace and stability to all parts of Nigeria. We continue to recruit and equip security personnel while expanding our social investment programs to support the youth and some of the most vulnerable members of our communities. You should all be reassured that we will win this battle against the criminal elements looking to destabilize our nation by hindering the progress of our economy. I want to now call on all entrepreneurs and businesses to emulate what is being done here. The task of nation building requires all hands to be on deck. The public and private sectors must collaborate if we are to achieve our aim of collective peace and prosperity across the entire nation. I thank you very much, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please step forward for the group photograph as advised. I'd also like to invite the Emir of Bichi and the Emir of Kano to also join the photograph. Thank you. No? Can we have the national anthem, please? National anthem, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as the President departs the venue. Please take your seats just for a few minutes. Thank you. Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have some announcements shortly with regards to those who need to catch their flights back. I'm waiting for the announcement. Once I receive it, I'll be making that announcement. Thank you.